Hey guys, welcome to the Fairy Tale Podcast, your podcast for the greatest guild in the world. I'm getting all fired up just thinking about this episode.
Hey guys, Natsu here, and we're going to jump into another manga review. This time it's going to be chapters 377 and 378. I don't actually give my actual opinion on the show itself, so I figured this is probably the best way to do it, since I'll be putting these up on Crunchyroll, and it'll just be kind of my opinions going out. They don't reflect everybody else's opinions on the podcast, they're just mine. But if you want to check out what everybody else thought of the manga chapters, make sure to go over to our YouTube channel and check out those as well. Remember, you can just jump on YouTube and type in Fairy Tale Podcast and find it all there. Alright, if you want to follow along with the stuff that we are doing in our manga dubs, make sure to go to Crunchyroll's Simulpub. It's really easy. Just go to the top of the main page, click manga, and it'll bring down a list of different manga series that they're currently doing, and click on Fairy Tale, and then the chapter of your choice. Alright, so guys, chapter 377 starts off in kind of epic fashion with Wendy in Dragon Force mode, which is finally... We've been wanting to see Wendy hit Dragon Force. I know I've been wanting to see it for a long time. Everybody else has kind of had their own little moment with Dragon Force. You've got Sting, Rogue, Natsu. It's up in the air as to whether Gajeel has or not, I think. But I like to think he has, like when he goes all full skinned or whatever with like the steel coating skin. I'm not sure if that's just an ability he has or if that's actually kind of a Dragon Force thing. But it's also, it's good to see somebody that we haven't seen go Dragon Force actually go Dragon Force. And Wendy's is no less epic than when Natsu does it. It's really, really cool. I also like the fact that Wendy doesn't get like dragon scales across her face the same way that Natsu does. Because while it looks cool on Natsu, I just don't see it looking cool on Wendy. That having been said, there was a lot going on in this chapter for 377, and I will be getting to 378 in this review as well, so it's going to be both of them. So if I go really fast through it, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to cover two manga at once. But she's fighting with Ezel, and she's putting out some seriously powerful attacks. Ezel is doing his best to try and hold his own, and it looks like they're pretty evenly matched for a while. And she just kind of keeps gaining more and more power. And I like the fact that her internal monologue, she's saying, I need to be like Natsu. Like, you know, how he pulls so much power in at the proper moment. He pulls power from seemingly nowhere at times. And that's kind of, I like to think that's how people view other people in general. Like, they see the positive traits that they want to have. And so that's like the positive trait that she sees from Natsu. She wants that. And so she's trying to be more Natsu-like in that regard. I like that. She ends up just destroying Face in a big roar attack. But sadly, it doesn't end the countdown. The countdown's still going. And we see the Tartarus Guild rumbling as the chapter ends, and so that's our cliffhanger that we're left on. Now, as for 378, I kind of wish it had ended on more of a cliffhanger. I get why a lot of people were upset about the way that it ended, even though it was really, really good. And hopefully, I think we're gonna try and redub that chapter and put like the sad piano theme behind it for certain moments. But like, especially because it's very Carla and Wendy heavy dialogue, which I think is good. I don't think we get enough kind of Wendy specific chapters. And it's good to kind of take a break from like the main group sometimes and focus on, even though technically I do count Wendy as part of the main group. It's good to get her a standalone almost kind of chapter. I know there's so much going on, but it seemed like kind of a good breathing spot for her, to be put in. If that makes any sense whatsoever. It probably doesn't. Oh well. Screw it! Natsu logic. No one understands it. But yeah, I really loved especially some of the flashbacks. Usually I'm not a big fan of flashbacks, but when they're done right, they're just done right. And this was very definitely done right. I loved seeing, Carla being, Carla first out of the egg and Wendy discovering Carla for the very first time as she hatched. That was super, super adorable. Getting to see the guys in Kate's shelter again because, I mean, it feels like it's been so long. And thinking back about it, it actually kind of has. Even though last year the Horacion Sais DVDs came out dubbed, it's a long time ago in the overarching plot of the story. So it feels like a good moment to be like, hey, I remember those guys. So it was kind of a aw kind of moment for me. I don't know if it was for you, but it definitely was for me. It hit me in the feels. Don't judge me. I had a lot of, I thought there was a lot of really good usage of flashback in this. They didn't overkill it, overpower it, or just make way too much flashback. I hate when manga do that. It was just kind of there as a little subtle, but it worked. And I especially liked, towards the ending, you didn't have a lot of dialogue. You just had images, and it kind of played out. And if you do, I challenge you to go back and read this chapter with the sad piano theme, and start it at the part where they start talking to each other because they know that everything's gonna, look, this is spoilerific. They know it's gonna blow up and they're possibly going to die. So play that theme and then stop it after the 2-page explosion. That's where the chapter should have ended, on that cliffhanger. Having Mest show up should have been in the next chapter. At the beginning of the next chapter, Mest shows up to save them. I get that there's a lot more story they gotta go through, but I just feel like with a lot of other people, I feel like it would have been a much more interesting cliffhanger. I would have been biting my nails, cursing at Hiro Mishima. Why did you kill off Wendy? And then find out next chapter that she's not dead. Cause it's not like he hasn't done this before. The headshot with Gray. Oh my God, we were freaking out. We're like, Gray's dead. Holy crap, Gray's dead. How is Gray not going? There's gotta be a way that Gray's gonna live from this. How? Because he got shot so many times and then took one straight to the dome. And we were like, okay, he's not coming back from that. Something has to happen. Bring out your dead, is what I was basically running around Colossal Con saying. But yeah, I felt that was a much more pungent moment. And if he'd have left it here with Wendy like that, even the Happy thing, even though he showed Happy sitting there with the afro and everything, I felt like I could have waited till the beginning of the next chapter to see Afro Happy. My question is did the Gray thing cause so huge of a stir that now he feels he has to put, hey, everything's okay at the end of a chapter? Because I feel like that just pulls down the dramatic tension a little bit. But those are just my thoughts and opinions. Let me know yours in the comment below. Remember to rate this however many stars you think it should be.